Well guys, as promised, here is a pickup video. Okay, today we have a table full of 90s nostalgic goodness from my childhood, and we'll kick it off with a stack of hyper video game magazines from the year 1995 to 1996. Now, these are not specifically PlayStation related, but I did own all of these magazines as a kid, and I've read through all the articles hundreds of times. Like, this was before I kind of got into video games and had a PlayStation 1, so I'd read these magazines just going, oh, I'd love to get one of these new systems, it would be awesome. For example, here is a write-up on Space Hulk for the 3DO. Now, I didn't have a 3DO, I eventually got a PlayStation 1. It is such a trip to read through this article again. Like, I read it so many times as a kid. It's just awesome. One of the things I am noticing now by going back through these magazines is that all of the games got really good scores. Even if they were really bad games, it still scored really well, and I didn't notice that until now, but definitely looking forward to going through all these magazines and just reliving those childhood memories. Okay, into the games now, and we have an original Ridge Racer for the PS1. Now, this was developed and published by Namco and ported to the PlayStation 1 in 1994. Now, I didn't actually have the full version of this game. I only had a playable demo on my Demo 1 disc, which came packed in with my launch PS1. Now, I absolutely played the hell out of the demo. I played it so much, but just never got around to actually owning a copy. But here I am, 20 plus years later. I have the full version. I've probably sunk about an hour and a half into it so far, and it is exactly how I remember the game. It's just a beautiful nostalgic kick to the face. It holds up really well for such an early PlayStation 1 launch title. Another racing game now, and it is Monster Trucks for the PS1. Pretty much the same story as Ridge Racer here. I did not own the full version of this game as a kid. I only had a playable demo on my Demo 1 disc, and boy did I play the absolute hell out of that demo. Now, in the level that you were provided, you was locked into 3 minutes, so it was a 3-minute time demo. You pretty much had to make really good use of your time. But you were confined to just this basic kind of ovalish kind of track through the desert with some jumps and stuff. However, I found a secret in that demo. Now, I don't know how much of a secret it is now, but back then it was a pretty big deal to me. Basically, you would start level, you would drive down the main straight, you would get to the end, stop, turn around, come back through the finish line, and if you had enough speed, you could actually jump over the mountain behind the start/finish line, and you would land in this massive, just huge, big open area. So all of a sudden, the demo is not confined to this small track. You can basically do whatever you want. And if you drove in the right direction, you would find heaps of jumps, and you would actually find other monster trucks. And I thought that was the coolest thing. So now that I have the full version, I'm actually going to go back to that map, and I'm going to see if I can replicate that exact same stunt. Moving on to an arcade shooter now, and it is Hard Trilogy for the PS1. Same story as Monster Trucks and Ridge Racer. I did not own the full version. I only had the demo on the Demo 1 disc, and I played the absolute hell of it non-stop. Now, this was an on-rail shooter, and to begin with, I wasn't very good because I just never played an on-rail shooter before, but quickly picked it up. One of the main things that drew me to play the demo relentlessly were the in-game physics. You could basically get an AK-47 or a rocket launcher. You could go crazy and just spray the walls and ceilings with bullets and throw hand grenades and shoot missiles, and everything would kind of like destruct. Like, the ceilings would fall out, glass would shatter, bullet holes would be all over the walls. Not to mention how violent the game was. Like, if you shot a terrorist, blood would spray all over the floor and up the walls. There are innocent people running around everywhere, and being young, you kind of just ended up shooting everyone. So it was really violent, and one of those games where you knew if your parents caught you playing it, you were going to get in trouble, but that's kind of what enticed you to play it even more. So it's also PS1 mouse and light gun compatible, so I'm definitely going to be getting out my PlayStation 1 mouse and playing it with that. Next is a weapons-based fighting game by the names of Battle Arena Toshinden 2, developed by Tamsoft. Now, this was not a playable demo on my Demo 1 disc, however, it was a kind of a rolling video. And I watched it quite a lot, and as a kid, I would directly compare this series to the Tekken series. I always thought the Tekken series looked a little bit better, but here I am 20 years later, I can finally load this up and check it out, and I'm going to make up my mind about that. I still think Tekken is going to be a little bit better. And to the last pickup of the video now, and this was super cool for my local EB Games manager to actually put this away for me. I went in there to pick up this certain game and there was a big poster out the front and I'm like, oh, I need that. That would look so good in the game room, like I want it. And I know that when they're finished, they're probably only going to end up throwing it out, so I really, really happy with that. And she put it away for me. That was just so awesome. But it is an Uncharted 4 launch poster. This thing is absolutely monstrous, and it basically goes from the floor all the way to the roof. So I don't know where I'm going to put this in the games room, but I've been looking for posters for a while now, and this one caught my eye. So like I said, super cool for her to give this to me. It took a little bit of cleaning up. It had a big Launching Now sticker kind of plastered straight across the face of it, but I used a hairdryer and a little bit of Goo Gone to kind of peel that up slowly without damaging the poster. So pretty cool Uncharted 4 launch poster. Looking forward to hanging this up somewhere, but still don't know where I'm going to put it. Well guys, that is it for today's video. Not that much stuff, but they are all items that I have kind of direct nostalgic childhood links to, and that's how I want to collect from here on out. Like, instead of buying just a random pile of PS2 or PS3 games that are all shelf fillers for 20 bucks, I'd rather spend like, 10 bucks and get like a single game that I actually have fond memories of. So I guess I've realigned kind of my collecting vision of where I want to go with the YouTube channel and with my collection as well. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you guys have picked up recently, and I'll see you next time.